G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, GD. So, we're back in game. We've got to get the next section ready, which is definitely going to be heavy oil. Heavy oil to light, because we have absolutely no use for heavy. We don't have to make anything that involves lubricant in this base. So we don't need any heavy oil. It's all going to be cracked and turned straight into light oil. That pipe doesn't... Oh, no, we are going to want that pipe. Okay, so heavy-wise, we have potentially... And we'll run max rate calculator to confirm. Ooh, I'm getting two very different numbers. So that is 34 refineries, and the web page says 742 heavy oil, and this says 637. So somebody's wrong, which means we're off to a great start. Put that in there. We're looking at per second. Okay, I'm going to assume that the calculator's wrong. And I'm going to assume it really doesn't matter. At least I hope it's going to work that way. So they've all got max beacon coverage. They're all powered up. There's definitely 34 of them. They definitely have 16 beacons apiece. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let's pretend that didn't happen, and we'll just move forth. So, we want heavy to light cracking. So, we're going to bring in 600 heavy oil, which I can luckily grab off just one pipe. So, these two top rows are joined together. For heavy, these two bottom rows aren't. So if I put in just a little bit of pipe spaghetti here, I should be able to, oops, bring the heavy out to here. That failed. Move it there instead. Bring in our heavy here. Now, I need to have, again, according to the Kirk McDonald spreadsheet, as it's 742, I need 5.7 heavy to light cracking. So, we're going to bring in, we're going to do, not 5.7, I'm going to do 6, obviously. So, I don't have any beacons on me, so these are purely just ghosts, which is great, because it's so much easier to delete a ghost when you screw up. Then we're going to have light oil out. Now, I'm probably going to keep this light oil separate, because I need a tiny amount of petroleum to make acid, literally like one machine, to make a drop of acid to make blue circuits. That is, unless we end up moving... acid offsite and just have a train deliver it, because it's literally nothing. It's 151 acid per second. So if I filled up a tank with 25,000, it's like hours and hours worth of acid. So it's probably easy to bring it in via train. Now, can I squish this down? That's really the question. If I move you two over to there, I could then put you guys there. Does that help my cause? No, because you're going to end up sticking out for the water. There we go. Screenshot machine. Come on. I can move those two in a tile. And I don't think I can touch these and... Maybe I can move them across. I don't know. I'm going to actually have to physically place the beacons to be sure. Okay, so this then becomes my blueprint, which I can copy a fourth. Yeah, those top beacons are broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go away, trees. Go away, bottom row of beacons. Go away, bottom row of beacons. Paste that in there. And paste, paste, paste. You line up. So you will be the wrong speed. But that's probably okay because we need 5.7 of them. So if I have 5 and the last one's at slightly slower speed, that's probably okay. Boxes and boxes of wood. You do not have a trash carriage. Okay, so I'm gonna put a box down. Put all the wood in a box, all the stone in the same box. I'm not going to shoot it, believe it or not. We'll end up organising a trash train to come in here and clean that up. Okay, you rocks go away. I'm going to keep running into you over and over and over. I didn't put power into this blueprint. That might have been a mistake. No, that powered up pretty good. Okay. So, according to this, I have to clear... Well, that clears 800 heavy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, you've got a crafting speed of 6, 7, 7, 7. No, I am running the right version. Oh, hang on. Crafting speed 7, 7, 6. You also line up. Can I move them all down on top? Crafting speed is 6.5, 7, 6. No. The problem is my offset has to be exactly... It has to be a multiple of 3 tiles. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles. So that's where my issue is. So if I take all you guys... I slide you over. Then I slide you over. Then I slide you over. Then I slide you over. I slide the last one over a tile. Beacon, beacon. So, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Oh, you're missing these things. That's right. 6.55. Much better. Okay. We're doing 786, which we're meant to be able to do 700. Well, we're only meant to have, according to the Kirk McDonald calculator, 742 output. We have 637 output. Oh, it's these guys are missing prod mods. See, it's always something simple. Which is now actually going to be interesting because my overall output is going to go up by a significant amount because I have prod mods now. Ah, screenshot. Come on. more prod mods needed. Probably thank you to whoever was yelling at me at the end of the last episode. Thought I was missing prod mods. Okay. Now, the important thing is we're going to use the snipping tool to grab that. So I can slide that off the screen for a second. That failed. Turns out the shortcut key for snipping tool is the exact same as max rate calculator. Okay, run max rate calculator again. Snipping tool. So we were making 755. We're now making 6. No, we were making 637. We're now making 755. So big increase in overall output for the cost of prod mods. And also means technically we're using less oil now. So that's your changes. This is no modules or some prod mods, but not all of them. This is this is all prod modded. This is some prod mods, not all of them. So now that's done. Now things are starting to agree with one another. So this says I'm doing 755. Kirk McDonald says I'm doing 742. That's fine. I like it when the maths adds up. This says we're going to do 786, which is more than 750 whatever. So this is done. We're also going to output 766 light oil. So that's the first number we're going to take into consideration, how much light oil we're putting out. And over here we're doing 3,000. On a single row, we're doing about 900. So what I actually want to do is I want to take the light from this row and crack it. The light from that row, crack it. The light from that row, crack it. And the light from that row, crack it. So I'm going to take that. And we're actually going to go up to here. And then I'm going to plug that in there. Because it's a little bit further out of my way. Actually, I can overlap. You, come here. Overlap those beacons. Save me some power. Not a lot of power, but a little bit. Come on. Done. Okay. So then we need to do the same with light oil. So light oil, just run this again, confirm we've got the right numbers. We're doing 900. So we're going to take this design. We're going to line up our light oil. Of course it doesn't fit. Beacon overlap really doesn't matter that much. But if I can get it, I'll take it. So, okay. So before I get carried away with this, so of all of most of our light oil actually goes straight to making rocket fuel. Okay? Of all of our light oil, we're only meant to have 8.1 ChemPlants cracking our light into our petroleum. Okay? So this is a group of 6. Really, I want this group plus another 2. So we're gonna... No, we're gonna cut you to line you up. So we're going to go copy. That's 4. With a power in there. Oh, screenshot. . 4 with another 4. That's 8. Now, can I fit a 0.1 in here somewhere? Possibly. Because this one doesn't need to run at full speed. I need a 0.1 of a machine. See, now I've built them and all line them all up. I'm like, okay, you lot. Yeah, you lot. Slide over 2 tiles. Or 3 tiles, rather. Okay, that connects, that connects, that connects. You can go away. Trees can go away. That power can go there. So what are we missing? We're missing pipe, we're missing beacons, we're missing speed modules. That can go in there. Another steel chests. Take stack of those, stack of those. There's no pipes in here still. Okay. I should have picked up substations whilst I was there. Oh, and ChemPlants. I need the whole actual ChemPlant. So, pays to stop and look. ChemPlant. We'll grab a couple of stacks. So, we're bringing in... Doesn't actually tell me how much I need to crack. Just that I need 8.1 machines. And that's 9. So, one machine is 98. 0.1 of a machine would be 9. 10, roughly. Less than 10, that's doing 90, so that's fine. Okay, so you're going to bring in 800 light oil and crack it. You output 760 light oil. You output 900 light oil. How much do you do? 870. So this almost cracks everything from this line. Can I get this merged into here? Easily without some weird pipe spaghetti muck. No, because of the way the beacons are set up. And again, it's that offset. If I slide that way, that's not going to make an ounce of a difference. What I can do is pick up all of that. Okay, try again, JD. Pick up all of that. Pop it there. So I've literally just moved it sideways. And I can pick up all this. Yep. So then you output in this beacon line. This beacon's important to everything. I can't get any extra tiles around this. Can I go... Nope. Okay, how much heavy do we need to do? Well, actually, I can move you over one whole tile. Does that improve things? Oh, screenshot. And I can move you over a tile. I still need to turn, so it doesn't really help, but it does sort of help. Come on. Okay, that goes there. We're doing how much heavy? I need to do 742. I'm doing 780. If I remove that, I'm still doing 742. 776. Perfect. So, I can do that. So I can take the light out of here, merge it in down here. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's better than nothing. And it still means I'm sharing as many beacons as possible. I guess I could move... If you moved over 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3. I'd have to double up the beacons. I guess maybe I could make it neater. 1, 2, 3. So if I pasted that there instead, that one can go away. So it means you can come down and merge here. We'd have to do something like that. Just get a power in here temporarily. Oh, now everything else has got to move down because I've got to run max rate calculator of it too. Actually, it's a 0.1 of a machine, so of course it's going to be fast enough. Okay. Now that's done. So, bit of a shuffle. It means I'm no longer sharing these beacons between these two machines, so a little bit higher power usage. But I think that simplifies the pipes, which I think is lower UPS, but that's really the territory I'm in. I'm in the thinking territory, not the... No, that does not connect. Not the definite territory anymore. Which is the problem with the UPS, which is the only thing that we have a finite resource of. We can add more iron, we can add more power, we can add more everything, but you cannot buy, or you cannot mine more computer horsepower, basically. You're stuck with what you've got. And as I've already got a high-end machine, there's not a lot to go. So, that's our... What? Stop it. That's how JD solves problems. Just fills the whole wall with back-to-back lasers. Zoom all the way. Done. Okay, because they took out 2 robots. How disrespectful. Okay, so that's our heavy, that's our light oil cracking. So we still have 2 more petroleum products we have to deal with. 1 being solid fuel, 1 being petroleum. 1 being plastic, and technically an acid. But I think I'm going to train in acid just because it's going to be easier overall. It means I can just have 1 acid build somewhere else and just bring in exactly what we need. Oh, not even bring in what we need. Bring in, fill up a tank and then ignore it. You're full. Oh, I want those back. Okay. ChemPlants. And those and those. Okay, so I need to do... solid fuel and then rocket fuel. Now the catch is, and it's down to the way things have changed. Let's copy that in its entirety. And change you over to go light to solid. And we'll copy it again. I'll paste it right beside. Except you're not one of those machines. You're going to be one of these machines. And you're going to make rocket fuel, he says. Full of problems. So, this guy has a crafting speed of 6.55. This has a crafting speed of 8. This guy outputs 1 solid fuel every 2 seconds. This guy needs 10 solid fuel every 30 seconds. So 4.2 out. Oh, screenshot. I can feel it. I hear the little ding and then I can feel it straight away. And then funnily enough, the power supply fan speeds up. So this outputs 4.2 and this takes in 2.6. So if I run them together, I'm 0.3 of a machine short. And that's my problem. In the past, the chemical plant had just a slightly faster base speed, which meant in the end, you could actually do a 1:1 or a 1:2 ratio, depending on how you want to split your beacons. But now I can't. Because I need 160 of these guys, and I need 100 of these guys. So I'd like to do some sort of direct insertion. You know, bend the rules with a squeeze everything down. Nope, you can still go over another tile. Actually, go over another tile. Bend the rules. Put a long-handed inserter in the middle, which is actually fast enough to keep up. That's the insane thing about this. A long-handed inserter is fast enough to keep up with these two machines. But that means I've got to do some weird stuff with the pipes, because we've actually got to move these beacons hard up against this machine to have that correct ratio of spacing. But yeah, because this is slightly slower now, I can't get away with it anymore. So, we have some decisions. So the two... Why do things look wrong? They're not wrong, but they just look wrong. You can come one tile closer that way. So, my choices are... All my choices are bad choices, actually. My choices are, I could build 160 chemical plants, run them into 160 assemblers, and have them just not run quite as often. That's choice number one. Because, you know, they're not going to get fed fast enough. It does mean all the inserters should go to sleep, so it should be okay. Plan B is make 160 of these, have them, like, say, 16 long. Actually, 16 is perfect. Have them 16 long, output onto a belt, and then at the end of the belt, have 10 of these guys that then input to then output. They're my two options. So, really quickly, 2, 3, 4, 8, go away, everything go away, that's 16, wood goes into the special trash slot, come on. Okay, and let's maintain the spacing all the way through. I need to go get more stuff. You can go away. Oh, really? Okay, it's every... So, I need to get lots more stuff. I need substations, I need beacons, I need... prod mods. Prod mods. Beacons. Which is probably going to inherently need speed modules. See, that's not meant to be there. You're the same. What else do I want? I think that's everything. I can put in the belt later. I'm not worried about the belt for the moment. I'm just looking at the design. We're at that point. We're just looking at design. Oh, substations. There. Actually, it's a really good question. Okay. How much light oil does 16 of these guys use? Or, yeah, 16. 500. And these output 900. Well, actually, these in a block of 2, because that's how I have to do 1700. So, again, I need some sort of load balancing something or other. Because I do 500, 500, 500. I then still need to ascertain. Yeah, okay, hang on. Put that there. Cut off these pipes because I don't need those. Change you to be... Nope, rip up that whole machine. Put down one of these instead. You're going to do rocket fuel, full of problems. We're going to duplicate you. So you just became 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Boy, am I out of materials. Okay. Is there anything back in the train we can steal? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no. It's going to be a trip back to base. No, and no. So you're going to go to base builder. I should have probably caught that train so I could dump some of this trash. But I can go cut, along with cut, along with cut. So hopefully that gives me enough beacons to at least finish out this trial build. Because that's what it is. It's a trial build. I'm looking at my options. Come on, bots. Because you're just going to fly this way. You're not going to charge. You're going to run out of battery like he just did. Yep, come on. Into the inventory. Alright. Now you can go build again. And then max rate calculator. I don't expect this to be exactly mathed out, but it should be close. It says we have 9 machines too many. Crap, I did it in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which also means the pipes go away from 6 of them. 6. See, that works so much better. Max rate calculator. So it's 10 to 16. Okay. So that's very, very close. And I'll take a very, very close. It also means it's only going to use 300 light oil. And we worked out these builds do 1800. So if they're doing 1800, it does 3. So it means for every one of these, or pair of these refineries, so the top one and these two, I'd need 5 of these. Plus extra from the cracking. But yeah, 5 of these. That's a lot. You output like 800. I set on the 1.5 on top of all that. So if I do undo, 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 undo. Come on, game. Undo, undo, undo. Oh, I don't know what I just undid on top of that. Do cancel. Don't want to deconstruct that. There we go. Okay. So it's... So, now my brain's working, I got it around the right way. My plan B is I run the ChemPlants at full speed. So we take this, we pop it down, we cut that, put that there. We cut that, that pipe's in the way. One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah. And I can't. I don't want to play. Oh. Okay, let's remove that pipe. If we put that there, we put that there. So this is going to run at full speed. We put your input pipe here. We then duplicate this build. Put it there and there. We deconstruct that. We deconstruct that. We then do 2 assemblers. Doing rocket fuel there and there. Then we run max rate over that. So we're a couple of machines short. That's a closer ratio. Okay, I need materials. That's what I need. No, I didn't call the train back. You. Come here. And passenger is present. Okay, so if we run it this way. So to repeat my beacon setup, okay, hang on, first things first. We need a long-head inserter there and a long-head inserter there. You guys can output upwards. We can put a substation in here, which will power everything. And if I put a beacon there and a beacon there, and one there and one there, in theory, we've got a repeatable 3x3x3 pattern. So if I paste that there, and then I paste that there, and so on and so forth, that's going to repeat forever. It does mean I'm going to bring in my light oil from here. Actually, it also means... So at the end of the day, I'm going to have 1.4 belts. So I don't need these two. So if I don't need those and I don't need those, oop. Hang on. Hang on. Go away. Copy that and paste it like that instead. Oh, that's even more compact. So I'm going to bring in the light oil from a central pipe, which is technically more pipe sections, which was one of the things I was trying to avoid. But it also means I have a simpler build. with less. I want those. I want a couple of those. I want... That's it for the moment. It means technically I have less entities being things on the map overall. It's more pipes, which are worse entities. It's also technically less inserters, because at the moment, not that this one's built, I output... No speed modules. I need more speed modules. I'd output onto a belt, and then I'd pick up from a belt. So I'd have 100 stack inserters attached to chemical plants outputting, and then I'd have another 160 pulling off a variety of belts, like 10 belts, because that's the other thing. It's going to be 10 belts of solid fuel, which are then, when they get turned into rocket fuel, get compressed down to just 1.4 belts of rocket fuel. So, if I just power these guys up, so I can have anybody arguing with me, and run over, that's a full build from there to there. So actually, let's do a single build first. We're still above, oh, no, actually we're minus 6.55, 6.55. Okay, so no, we don't have enough machines, so it just means I need to overbuild the assemblers, which I already had to build too many of anyway. Okay, so that build is repeatable. So it means this build, what I've highlighted right there, I need to build 80 times. Just that little section. Because it's got 2 of these. 80 times? 100 times. 100 times. Because I'm still going to need 100 chemical plants. Just means these won't quite run at full speed. Which means the inserters should sleep, which is great. And it also means that I can, in somehow, shape, fashion, build it so I end up with 4 belts of rocket fuel, which I should be able to compress down by side-loading it correctly and forcing it from one lane to another. Nope. Nope. I'll have all of that, please. I'll have some of them. I should be able to compress it down to 1 full lane and then 0.4 of a lane over. At the end of the day, really, if we're loading it onto a train, it really doesn't matter whether it's on 1 belt or whether it's on 2 belts. Okay, put a substation over here. Confirm this whole build. So this is 5 chem plants long, and it only uses 160 oil. 160 light oil, so not a lot, which means potentially it's going to be massive. But that's it for this episode. This episode's actually gone way, way, way longer than I thought, but it is oil, so it is going to take a long time. I think this is what we're going to go for. Actually, it's 5 chem plants long. There you go. That's the size difference. So from here to here, from there to there, has the same output as that whole build. It's just more compressed, which is hopefully less distance. Oh, that's annoying. Actually, no. It means hopefully... Okay, it's slightly too long. Because it means I could use a pump for throughput, but I'm going to have this extra pipe here, which I really don't want. But there's not a lot I can do about it. So yeah, it means I can use pumps to increase the throughput of the build. And unfortunately, there's no way to compress it, just one tile to make it any faster because it is at maximum compression. Anyway, I'm going to leave the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you're enjoying. I'll see you guys in the next episode where I've probably pasted this out 150 different times and then we're trying to actually hook it up to the main build. Anyway, we'll work that out in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.